When Dustin asked me to be his best man, I knew I was going to have to write this speech. So I did what every grown, mature adult does in this modern era, and I Googled it. And after a few hours, I think it was about 3 a.m., I found some really interesting stuff. It was very fascinating. And then I realized I'm supposed to be writing a speech, so I had to refocus myself. So I decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to seek the counsel of a very wise old man that I know. And he said the most important thing when writing a speech is to remember that it shouldn't last any longer than it takes the best man to make love. With that in mind, thank you. It gets worse. Before I actually wrote my speech, though, I thought about all the best man speeches that I've witnessed over the years, and they have one thing in common. They blatantly and disgracefully set out to ruin and make fun of the groom and his character. And I can see no reason why mine should be any different. So, rest assured, though, unlike most traditional best man speeches, which are full of risque and sexual innuendos, I promised Katie and Dustin that if I had written anything even slightly risque, I'd whip it out immediately. I did find that according to tradition, the best man is to sing the praises and accomplishments of the groom. And I'm sorry to say I can't sing, and I'm not going to lie. I have a few words here that describe Dustin that were written down, handwritten. Handsome. He's witty, intelligent, Dustin, you have terrible handwriting. Not at all. I did think it was important to refrain from making this a complete roast of Dustin. So what I decided to do is I asked his family and friends how they would describe Dustin. And so here are a few words that one could describe Dustin by. Charming, intelligent, entertaining, but since nobody used those, I'm not going to use them. One person did describe him as arrogant, conceited, insensitive, and selfish. And let's face it, if anybody knows Dustin, it's Katie. Speaking of Katie, when we were discussing this speech a few weeks ago, she gave me a list of do's and don'ts. And on the car ride over here, I asked my wife, what do you think about this, what do you think about this? And I didn't realize until the car ride, how much she really narrowed my options. She said, don't mention ex-girlfriends. Don't tell rude jokes. Yeah. Don't swear. And only say positive things about Dustin. In all seriousness, though, we all know there comes a time in a man's life when he finds that special someone, his one true love, his destiny, the person who will know and understand him the rest of his life. And that moment came for Dustin a little over 5 years ago when Katie introduced him to me. I think it's safe to say, though, Dustin, you are a lucky man. You're married to Katie. She's beautiful, funny, warm, charming, loving, caring. She's a wonderful woman, and she deserves a good husband. So it's a good thing you married her before she found one. As I was listening to the vows today, I thought it was extremely important that they said, for better or for worse, because Dustin, you couldn't have done any better. And Katie, you couldn't have done it. Over the past few years, it has been my privilege to get to know Dustin And over the past few days, we've really been talking about marriage and his life after today. And there are 3 things he told me he wanted to be. He said he wanted to be a model citizen, a model husband, and a model lover. So, I Googled model. And in the dictionary it says, a small miniature replica of the real thing. In all seriousness, I would like to thank you all for coming to celebrate this wonderful occasion. I am greatly honored to play such an important role in this day. I am so happy for the both of you, and I am so glad that you have found each other and have committed yourselves to each other for eternity. With all my heart, I wish you the best, and I hope that you forever find your happiness in each other. To Dustin and Katie.
Yeah! Woo!